What's going on, guys? Dogman here. Welcome to the Five Nights at Freddy's Iceberg video. Now in this video I will be explaining a bunch of different topics about FNAF. And the more I talk, the more less well-known things will get. So yeah, let's get right into things. In FNAF 1 Custom Night, if you set the animatronic difficulties to Freddy at 1, Bonnie at 9, Chica at 8, and Foxy at 7, you will get jump scared by Golden Freddy, and if you're playing on a computer, your game will most likely crash. In the very end of the FNAF 2 trailer, Foxy's jump scare sounds a lot like he's screaming the word freedom, and theories began to say that the animatronics want to leave the pizzeria and kill you to escape. Here's the clip. I can definitely hear freedom, but please tell me what you guys hear in the comments down below. In FNAF 1, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance of hallucinations happening every second you play. They show the words "It's me" and shows an image of Freddy or Bonnie, and sometimes even both, staring directly really close to the camera, and honestly, it is one of the most memorable parts of FNAF 1 for me. After multiple days and hours straight of playing Ultimate Custom Night on 50/20 mode, Daco had beaten it on a live stream, and had a full mental breakdown on stream. He was rewarded by having an interview with the creator of FNAF himself, Scott Cawthon. Originally in FNAF Help Wanted, after collecting all 30 coins, the SHOWTIME button would work, and pressing it will have the animatronics perform and sing a song, but this had stopped working a few hours after being added to the game, and still to this day has not worked. If you want to see what that looks like and how they perform, you can find it here on YouTube. Was that the bite of 87? Is a very popular meme in the FNAF community that fellow YouTuber Markiplier made during his playthrough of FNAF 4, where the crying child had gotten bit. He looked shocked at the camera as Fredbear's jaw slams shut, looks at the camera in shock for a few seconds, and then says, "Was that the bite of 87? In Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, inside of Bonnie Bowl, you can find these staff bots that are dressed up like Circus Baby and works at the ice cream booth. This is most likely a reference to Elizabeth Afton, who was lured to Circus Baby with ice cream and eventually killed by her. Yellow Bear is the name that is given to Golden Freddy in the game files, and is most likely what Scott had in mind for the character's name. But when Markiplier uploaded Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2, Was That a Golden Freddy? That name Golden Freddy had gotten very popular around the FNAF community due to him, and Scott had rechanged the name from Yellow Bear to Golden Freddy. The Living Tombstone is a fellow YouTuber who is best known for making music based on video games, and their most watched content are their FNAF songs, where the first one has a whopping 303 million views on YouTube. The creator of the FNAF franchise, Scott Cawthon, is the voice actor who voices Phone Guy in FNAF 1 through 3, and also voices Phone Dude in FNAF 3, which is also hilarious. Scott Cawthon said that one day he was working on Bonnie's AI for FNAF 1 and pressed the wrong button, and it tripped the jump scare animation and scared him. Scott has also said that he's had many nightmares about Bonnie. One of them, in fact, of him standing outside the hallway, outside of his bedroom, and having to hold the door shut so he wouldn't come in. This nightmare was the main inspiration for FNAF 4. In FNAF 1, there is an unused image in the game that depicts the animatronics on the main stage all staring at the camera. People around the FNAF community swear that they have seen this while playing, but this has never been a part of the game. But it was used in the trailer for the first game. I myself remember watching Markiplier having this happen to him and watching him freak out, but this never happened in his gameplay. Weird. In FNAF 3, there is a phantom version of every animatronic except for one, Bonnie. This is probably because Springtrap is a bunny and Scott maybe didn't want to confuse the player, but I don't know, that's just my theory. In FNAF 1, there is a handprint on Freddy's face, and this has sparked many theories about it. One being the handprint belongs to William Afton, and was from when he stuffed Jeremy in the suit. But hey, what are your guys' theories? Leave them down below in the comments. This image had gotten very popular when FNAF 1 came out. People had said that this shows the real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but was proven to be a photoshopped image of another place on Google Maps. But now, there is a real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza due to the movie. You can't physically go there. Actually, it's gone now, but it's pretty cool that it was a physical place. But yeah. In FNAF's sister location, during night 2, when you go into the break room with Funtime Freddy, you can see a map of the FNAF 4 house and the sidewalks around it. And even a map of Fredbear's. Well, also, being able to see the map of the sister location. So this means FNAF's sister location is underground facility that is underneath FNAF 4's house. When you beat Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, you can see Michael looking at a mirror at his own reflection. It is a blacked out version of Rick Astley, which means everyone who has beaten Five Nights at Freddy's sister location has been rickrolled by Scott. Funko is a company that makes most of the FNAF merch out there. And they've built up a reputation, wherever the hell this word is. I can't, guys, I can't with the script. I can't read. Okay. Built up the reputation of leaking designs of the newest FNAF games. Most recent, they leaked the designs of Security Breach. They leaked the designs of the Security Breach animatronics months before the game came out. There's the script. Okay, sorry. I read this 7 times. I'm going insane. In the game files of FNAF 1, 2, and 3, there is this image labeled Lives. That meant that Scott originally wanted to give the player lives. This would have made the game much harder for everyone. In FNAF 2, there is a cutscene that shows the inside of Freddy on the main stage of FNAF 1's main room, and also shows the puppet staring at the player, which means the puppet had been in the FNAF 1 location at some point in time. In the Five Nights at Freddy's graphic novel, The Silver Eyes, Afton explains how terrible a springlock failure can be. He talks about how sharp metal would be pushed into your skin, and how you would drown in your own blood. It's a lot more gory and more graphic than that, but it's too much to say on YouTube. During the early days of FNAF, Scott Cawthon had made a bunch of fake games and called them FNAF 2 or FNAF 3. And had it be basically a reskin of his old games before FNAF, one of them being Sit and Survive, just to mess with the fan base. We love you, Scott. Before FNAF 3 came out, People believed that Springtrap was a hybrid of the original 4 animatronics. The theory was that Springtrap gets his stare from Freddy, the aggression from Bonnie, the color from Chica, and the speed from Foxy. This has been debunked, but it's still an interesting theory. Another thing is, before FNAF 3 came out, Scott wanted to release 10 teasers that would count down to the game's release, but felt like it would spoil too much of the game, and then just released it after the second teaser came out. That's why there's numbers counting down on the teasers. In multiple occasions, the paper pals throughout the games tend to move around. This has sparked a theory that they are haunted by the children's souls. I don't know why they would want to possess paper plates, but hey, it's FNAF. We've had weirder things happen in the books. This is a really short one, but the blurred newspaper text from FNAF 1, 2, and 3. There's blurry newspaper text, and it tells you about how Scott made the games and what mental state he's at that time, and what he's doing while making the games. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The teasers for Ultimate Custom Night showed the original rosters for the characters. Characters that aren't even in the game now. Or differences include Plush Endo. Like, what if he would have done? Candy Cadet. Candy Cadet is in the game, but doesn't do anything. And even Trash and the Gang were separate. So there were just 3 slots. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty interesting. Way in the past, before FNAF 1 came out, there was a Kickstarter that raised a whopping $0. So we almost did not have a Five Nights at Freddy's at all. Luckily, Scott decided to make it anyway. Interestingly enough, the Kickstarter did have some perks, like $10 gives you 5 screensavers, $25 gives you early access to the game, and $50 will give you beta test. You will become a beta tester for FNAF and get weekly updates throughout the game. In FNAF Security Breach, the FNAF 6 location can be found underneath the Pizzaplex. We know it's a FNAF 6 location because the stage and tables are exact same. Even Candy Cadet can be found in Ruin, which is a robot you can buy in FNAF 6. Originally, Funtime Freddy used to be German. We know this because Kellen Goff, the voice actor of Funtime Freddy, was on GT Live and played the German Funtime Freddy voice lines.
Hello, little children. Glad to see you back again. Come closer. I'll sing a song for you.
Hanging Mangle is a teaser for FNAF World that appears to be Mangle hanging with the words "See what you've done," which is pretty disturbing, I must admit, to look at. The Green Shirt Man appears in every single original FNAF game that has a connection to Mangle also. If you want to hear more about this, check out my video in the link in the description. I talk about it in depth. In a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 death minigame, you can hear someone spell out the words, "Save them." This is talking about the kids whose souls are trapped inside the suits and want to be saved. In the game Deltarune, there's a character that talks about a purple guy who works at a pizzeria, but then says, "Wait, does that guy even work here?" Which is a reference to the FNAF lore. Grimmick is the name in the code for Gregory's voice that the Mimic uses during FNAF Ruin to lure Cassie deep into the Pizzaplex. In one of the endings of Security Breach, you can see Gregory, Freddy, and Vanessa sitting on a hill eating ice cream. And the ice cream that Gregory has is a Fredbear ice cream that has a bite taken out of the front part of its head. And this is ironic because Fredbear bit off the crying child's front of his head. On night 5 of FNAF 1, the phone call sounds like a bunch of gibberish. But if you mess with the audio, you can hear a paragraph of a book called Autobiography of a Yogi that talks about the joy of creation. Glamrock Bonnie was a missing animatronic in Security Breach, but was found behind Bonnie Bowl, destroyed, and looks like it was smashed in the head with a bowling ball. This adds to the theory that Monty killed Bonnie so he could be a part of the band. Plushies Take Manhattan is a scrap script for the FNAF movie, which hopefully was a joke, hopefully Scott, where plushies take over Manhattan. Before Sister Location came out, Scott put this image on his website that says cancelled due to leaks. This made everybody in the FNAF community panic, but when you brighten up the image, there is a hidden text that talks about a gas leak at Circus Baby's Pizza World that they had to shut down the restaurant because of it. But we know what really happened. In FNAF 3, you can see a box in your office that has a bunch of heads and parts of the toy animatronics. But there's something very interesting also. There's a Foxy arm in the box that means that Foxy was most likely scrapped with the toy animatronics. Inside FNAF Help Wanted, if you get really close to Toy Chica, you can see blood all over her endoskeleton. This is very interesting because nobody else in the entire game has blood anywhere inside of their endo. So what does this mean? We have no clue. There once was plans for a theme park ride in Orlando, Florida, where there was a limited time FNAF ride, and it looked very, very cool. Looked like you were in a cart, flashing the animatronics with the light to keep them at bay and stop them from getting to you. There was a trailer for FNAF 1 that only a few people have seen. That was on the Kickstarter page for FNAF, but the trailer was lost to time, and we're still looking for it to this day. In FNAF Help Wanted, Glitchtrap's design has tears going down his face, and even spit around his mouth, which is visibly wet. Very, very odd. In the game files for Help Wanted, you can find a model of Spring Bonnie, which is most likely a placeholder for Glitchtrap. In the main arcade in Security Breach, you can find an arcade that has Theodore, Ella, and Stanley on it, who are toys from the novels. During a trip Scott took with his family to visit his in-laws, a 24-hour ride. I can't imagine doing a 24-hour ride, but he worked on Foxy's model and blames the withering on Foxy due to the bumpy roads. In FNAF Ruin, Eclipse and the Mimic have the same teeth. What does this mean? Well, I think it's just reused assets, but you never know when it comes with FNAF. This is a theory that people have that they believe that Cassie's dad is Michael Afton, which means that she is an Afton. This is a very interesting theory, but it doesn't have much evidence to support it. But I am working on a script for a theory that might have solved the identity of Cassie's dad, and no, it has no one to do with Afton. This was my 5 Nights at Freddy's Iceberg. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot and helps me make more theories and videos for you guys to watch. Anyway, Wow, this script. This gives me a headache. This is like 3 weeks. 3 weeks of building a tier list, not a tier list, an iceberg, just for this video. And it's barely 20 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys stick to the end, I love you. But hey, till next time, this is Dogman, over and out. Bye, guys. Was that the bite of 87?